welcome to the Press Room with WCN-TV, brought to you by the Wilson County News. We're your source for community and communication. I'm your host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist here at the Wilson County News. Today, we're talking in depth about topics we presented in the October 12th edition of the Wilson County News, including Wilson County ESD 4's new presence in northwestern Wilson County, how farmers and ranchers who took a hit from the drought may be eligible for tax relief, and man-on-the-street interviews with folks visiting the Floresville Peanut Festival last Saturday, October 8th. You can subscribe to print, digital, or both editions of the Wilson County News at wilsoncountynews.com/subscribe, so you never miss an edition of your local newspaper. Feel free to follow us where you're watching today, so you're always up to date on the Press Room and our other WCN-TV news. First up on today's show, we're talking with David Adams and Carrie Cafferty, the EMS Director and Assistant EMS Directors at Wilson County Emergency Services District, or ESD 4. In the October 12th Wilson County News, we covered the ESD's new emergency response presence at the old Greytown Cañada Verde Fire Station. Mr. Adams and Ms. Cafferty are here to tell us about their presence at the station, as well as what first responders in Wilson County ESD 4 do. Welcome to the Press Room.
Awesome, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
We're glad to have you. So, where are each of you from, and how long have you been involved with Wilson County ESD 4?
Sure, I'll go first. My name's David Adams. I grew up in Eagle Pass, Texas, a border town south of here. Worked for multiple other agencies like Medina County and Frio County, 911 agencies. Heard about Floresville, did some training out here, and ever since then I loved it and wanted to be out here. So started up at Wilson County ESD 4 when they opened up. So,
wow.
Back in 2019.
All right, so a few years now.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. And how about yourself?
So I'm Carrie. I actually was born in California, lived out there until about almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
I worked in San Antonio and then Wilson County the rest of the time, and then I've been with District 4 since it started as well, 2019.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you have other past experience as a first responder?
Yes, I think we both do. Like I said, I came from Medina County and Frio County, and then came on here, worked my way up from an FTO to the assistant director to now the EMS director.
Wow.
So EMS, I think, has been with us since we started our careers. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So same fire, and then in this county, EMS in San Antonio, and then EMS Wilson County.
Awesome. So what do the first responders at Wilson County ESD 4 do?
Yeah, sure. So we're ESD 4. We're responsible for responding to all the 911 calls in our district, which District 4 covers about 411 square miles, I believe. And so we're 24/7, 365 days a year. We're responding to 911 calls. So we have 17 full-time staff, about 3 or 4 part-time staff. And we're located in 2 different areas now, up in the northwestern area, and then our central station down off Hospital Boulevard.
All right. And so what is the ESD responsible for, and how does it collaborate with other agencies, medical providers, and hospitals to assist the community?
Yeah, so like I said, we're responsible for the 911 calls, but our collaboration, I think, is something that we're really excited about. As far as when I came on as the EMS director, one of the directives from our board, as well as our passions really are to collaborate with the neighboring districts. So that includes District 1, 2, 3, and 5, fire and EMS. So we've been training together, as well as building relationships with Connolly locally. So we meet quarterly with Connolly to do training. And then we're also, our medical direction is under UT Health, the branch of UT Health. So that's where we get all of our medical direction.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of communication that y'all do.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. How is ESD 4's presence set up at the fire station in Cañada Verde / Greytown, and what difference will that make during emergencies?
So we have an RV or travel trailer up there that we have a crew at. It's covered 24/7, and we have that up there to help cut the response times. To get a crew up there quicker for emergencies, and we can cover that area and get to our patients faster.
And so, other than that station, where would y'all have responded from in the past?
From the hospital boulevard, we'd have our trucks at
Okay, so yeah,
the
that's
main
quite
station.
a drive.
Yes, it could be a 25 minute ETA to that location.
Wow.
And when it's an emergency, that's a big deal. So we wanted to ensure we cut that in half, essentially, and that was what really pushed us to get a unit out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does it work with y'all out there, since the building at the site currently, other than the RV, belongs to ESD 5?
Right.
Does that interfere with their operations?
So not at all. The ESD 5 has been on board with us since day one. We've been in great communication as far as either director to director or board members to board members, commissioners. They are allowing us to post a unit there, and their goal ultimately is to man that station. Unfortunately, I don't believe they have it manned right now, but that's their goal. And so, I mean, just that's another example really of collaboration between both of us. We're able to be out there. So
That's awesome.
yes, definitely.
So other than the October 12th edition of the Wilson County News, where can folks go to learn more about Wilson County ESD 4 or your newly established presence in northwestern Wilson County?
So we always welcome the community and the public to come to the stations and meet with us, meet our crews, get faces to know who's out there that could potentially be helping them.
All right.
And then we also post on our Facebook page, Wilson County District 4. So anytime we have events or shout outs we have to give, or anything coming up, or important news stuff that we may want to put out, it'll all be on our Facebook page.
Do y'all have a phone number that you recommend people call if they're wanting to talk to you and learn more?
Yeah, of course. So they can call us at our central office, which is 830-393-3120. And then, of course, if it's an emergency, they'll dial 911. That's all for non-emergency calls or customer service calls.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
In the October 12th edition of the Wilson County News, we covered some information about tax relief for drought-stricken farmers and ranchers. Let's take a deep dive into how it works, how to determine if you may be eligible for the relief, and how to apply for it. What is it? Tax relief in the form of a 1-year extension is available to farmers and ranchers who were forced to sell livestock due to drought conditions, with the intention of creating more time to replace their livestock and defer taxes on any gains from these forced sales. The IRS recently announced the 1-year extension, which gives eligible farmers and ranchers until the end of their first tax year after the first drought-free year to replace their sold livestock. How does it work? The 1-year extension applies to eligible farmers and ranchers who qualified for the normal drought sale 4-year replacement period if they were suffering exceptional, extreme, or severe drought conditions as determined by the National Drought Mitigation Center during any week between September 1st, 2021 and August 31st, 2022. This is where it gets complicated. Because the normal drought sale replacement period is 4 years, this 1-year extension impacts drought sales that occurred during 2018. Those whose normal 4-year drought sale period ends December 31st of this year now have until the end of their next tax year to replace their sold livestock. However, the replacement periods for some drought sales before 2018 were also affected due to previous drought-related extensions. For more details about how this extension can or will affect you, taxpayers should read the IRS Notice 2006-82. How is drought classified? The National Drought Mitigation Center classifies drought with a 5-level system: none, D0 or abnormally dry, D1 or moderate drought, D2 or severe drought, D3 or extreme drought, and D4 or exceptional drought. As of October 13, 2022, much of northern Wilson County was in a state of extreme drought, while the southern 2/3 of the county were either abnormally dry or in states of moderate to severe drought. To explore drought levels from the past in order to determine whether your location was in fact impacted by drought, visit droughtmonitor.unl.edu.mapsarchive.aspx. Are your livestock sales eligible? For livestock sales to be eligible for the new 1-year extension, they must be solely due to drought in an area eligible for federal assistance. Eligible areas include Wilson, Atascosa, Bear, DeWitt, Gonzales, Guadalupe, and Karnes counties. The relief generally applies to capital gains from the sales of livestock held for draft, dairy, or breeding purposes. Sales of other livestock, such as those raised for slaughter or held for sporting purposes, or poultry, are not eligible. Where can you learn more? If you're still unsure whether you qualify for tax relief, these items available from the IRS at www.irs.gov may be helpful. The Publication 225, Farmer's Tax Guide, and the Notice 2006-82, Extension of Replacement Period for Livestock Sold on Account of Drought. In last week's episode of The Press Room and in last week's episode of WCN Live, we talked with representatives from the Floresville Peanut Festival Association about their plans for this year's festival. The festival happened October 4th through 9th, with the Floresville Peanut Festival Parade occurring this past Saturday. Just before the parade, the Wilson County News completed man-on-the-street interviews with folks who were setting up their lawn chairs and canopies to watch the more than 250 parade entries proceed through downtown Floresville. Let's see what folks had to say. So, hi, I'm Julia with the Wilson County News. We're doing some man-on-the-street interviews today out at the Peanut Festival here in Floresville. So the first question we're going to ask are to these lovely ladies. Hi, welcome. What are your names?
My name is Cookie.
And you?
Rosalinda.
Awesome. So why are you out here today?
It's like a family tradition. Family tradition.
What's your favorite thing about Peanut Festival?
I like to see the floats, the horses, the kids. Yeah, floats. My kids are out of school already, so I just come and see floats. I got a granddaughter that's going to be great.
Congratulations.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much for answering our question.
Thank you.
So we're here with another young man today to be asked some questions about Peanut Festival. So who are you and why did you come out to Peanut Festival today?
My name is Paul Martinez. I'm a resident of Polk, Texas. We come out to the Peanut Festival because it's a good family atmosphere, and our nephew was on last year's Peanut Court, and we're here to support him again this year.
How cute! What's your favorite thing about the festival?
Just getting to see all some familiar faces that we don't see very often.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for answering this question.
You're welcome.
All right, we're here with another young lady here enjoying the Peanut Festival this morning. So who are you and why did you come out today?
I'm Lisa Teakin. The reason I came out is because I live here in Floresville, and when I moved to Floresville, Peanut Festival became part of my every year thing, parades and so forth. My kids also were part of different things in the parades in years past and in the Peanut Festival. So
how cool. Great. What's your favorite thing about the festivities every year?
The parade.
The parade.
Yeah,
all right.
the parade.
That's a good thing to like.
Right?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Today, folks, thank you for tuning in to the Press Room with WCN TV, brought to you by the Wilson County News. For more information on anything we mentioned in today's show, see the October 12th edition of the Wilson County News or visit wilsoncountynews.com. You can also find articles corresponding to each topic discussed today in the video's description. Remember to follow us where you're watching so you never miss an episode, and consider subscribing to receive digital, print, or both editions of the Wilson County News each week. You can find more news and even free news, or subscribe at wilsoncountynews.com. Or download our app, Go Wilson, to receive updates from our newsroom at your fingertips. The app is available for Apple and Android devices at gowilsonapp.com. We hope you'll tune in next week for another episode of The Press Room. We'll see you then.